Dave, all April Fool's jokes are stupid, except for ours, which are awesome. Thomas, hit that intro.
Welcome to the award-winning Saints Happy Hour podcast. Seriously, this podcast has won awards. American standards are dropping every day. The show features Ralph, the best host in the world, who can barely pronounce his own name, much less anyone else's.
Marcus Calloway.
Dave is that dude who loves taking bathroom breaks. He's mad about almost anything, so make sure to lower your volume when he speaks.
Put that freaking clown meme back up that I made. Jesus Christ.
Andrew has sources, watches tapes, and knows football. He rarely shows up on time and wants to commit crimes to help the Saints win.
Sean Payton would have done illegal things. Don't tell me I'm wrong, because you know it's true.
Oh, and there's also Kevin, who is great at doing mock drafts, but struggles to actually watch Saints games or have a functioning relationship.
Budrich wants to know how the doctor's doing.
That ended.
Anyway, grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the insanity.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Saints Happy Hour podcast. I'm Ralph Marlborough. I'm joined by Dave and Kevin. Andrew, his kids are on spring break, so that he thinks then that means he gets to be on spring break, so he's not here tonight. So hello to everybody in the chat on Twitch, the live stream, who managed to join us tonight. I see Butterich, I see Jerry, I see ACM Midge, I see George, I see Bulldog Saint. Ton of people. Thanks for joining us, guys. On tonight's show, we're going to do our first mock draft of the season. I'm going to lead things off. I'm going to start by apologizing to Kevin. That'll give you a hint as to where my draft is going. Plus, everybody is rightfully panicked about the Saints offensive line situation and maybe defensive end. But are we low-key sleeping on the Saints' need for a wide receiver? Plus trivia and your questions. But before we start, remember to subscribe to Saints Happy Hour wherever you get your podcast. And I need to mention about our MVP contest. If we reach $100 in donations tonight, the MVP will choose which minibar bottle from my gigantic minibar booze collection I will poison myself with. Tonight's bottles. Dave, this is disgusting. 99 proof root beer. That looks disgusting. And the final bottle.
Root beer?
Yeah, it's called root beer. It's 99 proof and it's called root beer liqueur. And then the final menthol mint Dr. McGillicuddy's from Nikolai. We'll be drinking that maybe.
That was a bad one. I remember.
Yeah, it was. It was a sneaky, terrible one. Consider donating via Stream Elements by typing in !donate in the chat and click the link that appears. Twitch takes about 50% cut. So when you donate bits, this way you can spend less money. It's easier to get me drunk. Win-win. Even Andrew can do it, even though he's not here. He's probably passed out some beach in South Carolina somewhere. Remember, text-to-speech donations, the best $20 you can spend on Dolly Parton's internet. You type in whatever you want the robot to say. Boom, he says it, interrupts the show. Thomas, do we have an MVP leader to start the show?
We do. Last week, Monadula won with 100
That's
buckaroos.
right. Monadula up on the board, MVP board, and he had a slider. Who dat from Tiberius, his son. So thank you, Monadula.
Yeah, that's right.
It would have been funnier if Tiberius said Jeff Duncan a hoe.
It really would have been.
We are on a 34-week donation streak. Damn, that was a loud one. And the MVP, the current MVP leader is real. Jesus, that's so fucking loud. Holy shit. Damn. Oh man, nice timing, man.
It's gonna be when these cats eventually pass away. It's gonna be so quiet in your house. What are you gonna do? It's gonna be weird to you, Ralph. Like you're gonna have to get used to it.
It's not cats, Dave. It's cat. That is one cat making all that noise. Minxie
talking to itself.
But we have a minor mirror. Play the breaking news siren, Thomas.
Hey, can I do the MVP update for
fuck's
fuck's sake?
Yeah, do the MVP update. Do the MVP update.
I'm gonna donate you $5. Thanks.
Real Uncle Mitty is in the lead. Thanks for 29 streak on Twitch for $5 buckaroos.
No, I was gonna say play the breaking news siren because Minxie got cured off the diabetes.
Oh damn!
No way.
She got cured off the diabetes, Dave.
No way. I said that would never happen.
It did happen.
You're not giving injections anymore?
We're not giving her injections anymore. She's
All
cured
right.
off the
Well,
diabetes.
we're recording.
I don't think
I'm going to
anything
go
I
on
was
record as
saying
saying
was bad
that's not going to
intelligence.
last.
Yeah, we'll see. Well,
That's not going to last.
her voice is strong, as people can hear in the background. Kevin, what are you drinking tonight? I'm drinking Jack Daniels and Coke.
Maybe that
I'm
was a bad
drinking
choice
not a
to
damn
cure.
thing. I finished the Uncle Nearest 2 weeks ago. So
Wow. You must have
Yeah.
had help.
no, I mean there wasn't that much left, so I just had one glass of it one night before
Okay.
last Tuesday's show when I had to bolt early anyway. So
All right.
yeah.
I'm drinking Ghost in the Machine. And as I mentioned earlier, sorry for interrupting Ralph, but Andrew is not with us. He's traveling to South Carolina, and he did text us. I think he stopped. I believe it was his first
Like
trip
Buc-ee's.
to Buc-ee's.
Yeah,
he
they
went
have a
to a
mega
Buc-ee's.
buck. They have a mega Buc-ee's apparently in South Carolina. He's like, this thing's
Yeah, it's
amazing.
fairly new. I,
mean-
think it's South Carolina's one and only Buc-ee's that they built fairly recently. So
Buc-ee's.
I'm excited to hear what he's going to say when he comes back.
Texas overrates itself. As a person who lives here that's not from here, Texas really likes to overrate itself. But Buc-ee's is freaking strong for Texas.
One of the better things Texas has contributed to this
like
country.
top three. Texas doesn't contribute. They don't contribute nearly as much as they like to believe they do. But Buc-ee's is strong. All right. So here's the thing. At the owners' meeting, we all focused on DA spilling the tea over Ramchek's knee being dead. But he also mentioned, Dave, the Saints may be looking to add a receiver. And I think people missed this because we were focused on Ramchek. Thomas, play that sound.
I feel like the addition of in particular Cedric Wilson gives us a little bit of a veteran presence, somebody that's, kind of been there, done that. So I thought that was a good piece. I certainly think that's an area, in terms of a pass catcher, not necessarily a wide receiver, but a pass catcher is something that we're going to, continue to look at and feel better about our depth now than I did a month ago. Yeah, but I think that's still probably a position that we'll look to see if we can't find somebody to add.
Hang
Kevin,
on.
go ahead.
Point of order here. Point of order. I would, the distinguished gentleman from St. Louis by way of Metairie has a point of order here for the hairpiece that's coaching the New Orleans Saints.
Yes, I was going to say, does he need to go all gray or all dark? Like, he's got to pick a lane.
If he goes all dark, it looks like he's wearing a wig. It looks like somebody put a page boy wig on his head. So I would just let it go gray, man. Go salt and pepper. I'm letting what's on my head go salt and pepper because that's what you do. I
like salt and pepper.
You let it go. You just let go.
I'm getting a little
That's
salt.
all.
I'm starting to get a little salt.
So
Too salty.
he said they wanted to get a see,
Pass
and now
catcher,
I've
not a wide
lost.
receiver. He specifically said pass catcher, not even necessarily a wide receiver.
No. He was talking, but I'm talking specifically about Cedric Wilson. What did he say about Cedric Wilson?
Veteran presence. Good in the
Veteran.
locker room. Good man, good guy. Picks great donuts.
What presence exactly are we talking about here?
A veteran.
Because his best
Veteran
season was is going to be now going on 3 years ago when he caught 45
That makes him a veteran.
catches for 602 yards and 6 catches. Last season, he caught 22 balls for just under 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. I want to
Kirkland's
know.
Traquan Smith.
I want to know what sort of veteran present. Like this isn't
He's
even.
a veteran, and he will be present.
Willie.
Yeah, I mean, in the technical sense of those two words are, in fact, what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but not in the
veteran
way they
present.
mean combined the intent.
New shirt dropping in the Saints Happy Hour fan shop. Veteran presents. Get your veteran present shirts now.
That's right.
Like-
Veteran.
We're already out of size large. Sorry.
It
You're
can
gonna have to
mean
go up to an
whatever you
XL.
want it to mean, baby. Veteran presence. It might mean that he's good on the field. It might mean that he brings good donuts to the meetings.
Like,
It might
like he's
means
not
he
even
mentors
David,
young kids.
like
good
I
in
don't
the
even know if
community.
he's David Patton level.
Dude, David Patton had a 900-yard season for the Saints. I would kill for Cedric Wilson to be David Patton level.
I don't think he has 900 yards
No,
combined.
he didn't. No, he didn't. David Patton's season, he had 792 and then 162.
Oh, it felt like 900.
So he had 792 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns, and then the following year, he got injured. So
Dave, could Cedric Wilson can he
5 games, 162. Actually, what's funny is he averaged 14.7 yards per catch both seasons.
Dave, can Cedric Wilson, can he aspire to the heights of David Patton 2007 for the Saints?
I think I think we're talking about the ceiling there. I think David Patton would be the ceiling.
Right.
So I think that would be ideal. Can he do that? I don't know.
But this brings up a good point, Kevin, and this is why I wanted to lead off with this is DA's talking about it. Now, granted, he didn't say receiver, but he said pass catcher, so that could gets the Brock Bowers people in the chat and listening to this podcast.
Can we get off of Brock Bowers?
Gets them excited.
I really wish we were doing my mock draft today.
Well, you got it in too late, Dave.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You fucked up, Dave.
Problem with Tomas.
I didn't realize I had to give him 12 hours before.
Okay with that. Maybe the missus is fine with that, but not Tomas.
Dave, who do you think makes the graphics? The graphics fairy? Like, you got to get it into Thomas.
I don't even know why we need graphics.
You think I have a time machine, man? Come on.
I'm sorry. Why do we need graphics for a podcast? I think we have forgotten who we are. This is an audio format. We started this as an audio format.
We did.
Now we're holding up the show for graphics now because of video.
Yeah.
We've gone wayward.
Because of Twitch.
We've gone
wayward. Because of YouTube. Because we're trying to spread the brand out.
That's right. We made $137 last month from YouTube, Dave. Don't be pooping on the YouTubes. But here's the thing, Kevin. Do you have full and total confidence in A.T. Perry, Rashid Shaheed, and Cedric Wilson to go along with Chris Olave?
No.
So here's the deal. We're rolling with Olave as the one. Okay. I said this last year, and I'm going to stick with it until I'm proven wrong. And again, I don't mind being proven wrong. I'd rather be wrong, because if I'm wrong, then that means things are going very well. I do not believe Rashid Shaheed is at the level to be the designated number 2. I think Rashid Shaheed is a really good number 3 option. And A.T. Perry is a good number 4 option. But moving them up a slot, I think reduces what they're going to be able to do. Like it just reduces, like, are you going to be able to produce at what a number 2 should produce? Are you going to be able to produce at what a number 4 should produce?
Well, I just think we're missing size. Like, none of these. We just lost Michael Thomas. He was a tall guy. Jimmy Graham ain't coming back. Not that we used him anyway. I mean, I feel like we don't really have.
We need a tall guy. They don't play.
Yeah, we've got like nothing.
Well,
how tall is Cedric the Entertainer?
Cedric Wilson is 6'2".
Wow, that's Jesus.
So the
Drew Brees was 6'2".
So the tallest wide receiver we have is A.T. Perry. He's 6'5".
I stood next to Drew Brees one time. He is not 6'2".
Well, where the hell is Shaq Davis and those Jordan Humphrey?
Was Drew Brees ever said to be 6'2"?
Yeah.
When
Little Jordan's making coffee for Bill Belichick, man.
So
used to.
Dave, here's my question before we get to my mock draft. If the Saints need a receiver, would you prefer them to do it in the draft, or would you prefer them to go get a Tyler Boyd, who's still available, a Hunter Renfrow? He was a popular flavor during the year. The Saints tried to get him at the deadline. The Raiders ghosted him. So what would you prefer? Would you prefer a rookie, or would you prefer like a veteran retread?
That's a good question. I'm not sure why it has to be one or the other. I mean, honestly, you could probably get both. But Did I just lose my sound? Can I not hear
No.
you guys anymore?
You can hear
No,
me
no,
if
no.
you're
I,
right.
I can
Well,
hear
no,
you.
I was just thinking if you do both, like the Saints have
Um,
limited draft picks, so would you want to burn a draft pick on a receiver?
All right, well, Ralph's talking over me.
There you go. Go ahead.
Go. Go on,
Did we lose Dave?
Again, holy
shit.
Hang on.
Oh, they,
Oh. He's confused. We got video
they're
of him.
fucking my rants. Jesus.
So so Kevin,
Hang on,
you
hang on. He's gonna talk. He's gonna.
Figured out my-
I
No?
think he has
Oh,
a.
come on.
come on. We can't hear you.
what?
Give
You
him the.
You.
can't
So-
hear me?
I can hear you. Go.
Yes.
Go.
Yes.
I'm done. I don't
Go.
know. I got interrupted. I was talking and I was gonna keep talking, but Ralph interrupted
And now
me.
his
so I stopped
microphone is
talking.
also fucked up.
I'm done.
Do you would
Done.
a draft pick or free agent, Dave? Which one?
Draft- Free agent.
Free
Hey, Dave,
agent.
what's
Oh.
with your microphone, Dave?
I
Yeah.
don't know what's with it. I don't.
Uh,
Jesus.
The fucking my rants.
It sounds tinny.
It sounds like a Tin Man. So, Kevin, let me ask
Yeah.
you this: you were a big Tyler Boyd guy in our free agency preview. He's still available. Do you still feel about Tyler Boyd now that you did then? Because the Saints have $11 million of cap space. Like they could make it happen
Available.
if they wanted to make it happen.
Tyler
You know?
Boyd.
You know,
Look, that
Butteridge is
that was
asking how
one-
your 1999 modem is failing, Dave. Go ahead, Kevin.
like I don't know. I'm just not feeling like I was big on him because that was the conversation, and I was looking for somebody to fit into, to answer a question. Like I'm looking at his numbers here. Boy, if they'd load, that'd be nice.
Not great.
Load.
I mean, he's doing what you'd want.
Mhm.
Like last year he kind of fell off, and actually, shoot, he's been sort of on the downslope since 2019. Like he's about what you'd want in that second, third tier. He probably could work in the Saints as the number 2 as you're waiting for Shaheed and A.T. Perry to further take steps up.
I think, Dave, the more I
But-
think,
But
Go
to
ahead.
answer the question that you had asked Dave, I would prefer that they draft a
Ooh,
guy
interesting.
and put the guy in there and give him shots to be one of the starting 4.
I say free agent just because I feel like there's a better chance that it's going to click quicker with Derek Carr. They're going to catch on quicker. They've got a little more experience.
Hunter Renfro, baby. No,
Does my
but
audio
Dave,
sound better now?
it does. So,
Yes.
Dave, but the more I think about it, I kind of lean towards you getting a veteran free agency and spend a little bit of that $11 million cap space on a receiver. Because here's the thing: if God forbid something happens to Chris Olave, how would you feel about A.T. Perry, Shaheed, Cedric Wilson as your top 3 going into actual games that count?
Yeah, no.
I mean,
no. They need to add a little something. They need a little something.
a little something. So that's really the only other Saints news that we had was this is potentially amazing content for our summertime. They signed an Irish kicker.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if Thomas, I got you that video late. Kevin, the Irish kicker, he's looking,
Yeah, there's no way. What time did you send him the video? If it was
there
less
we
than
go.
12
I mean,
hours.
look
Shut
at
up,
this.
Dave.
Oh, you must have sent this 2 days ago for him to have gotten us prepared for the podcast.
I mean,
today. We were gonna have to postpone the podcast till tomorrow.
Shut
up! If it wasn't, we didn't get this video in on time. But fortunately, we got it.
Kevin, Irish Kevin and the Irish kicker, best podcast potential ever on this show, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, if we can get this guy as a guest, like, I don't care if he ends up making the team or not. If we can get him as a guest while he's still got the, under contract or whatever.
And you talk to him as Irish Kevin?
Yeah. I'll ask him. I'll ask him if everybody in Ireland still despises Bono but loves the Edge. And if Killian's really is if Killian's really is the sweat of our Lord, see how that goes.
I mean, you got Blake Groupie and him battling for the kicker's job. Could be fun. Dave, didn't the Saints have somebody that tried to make the roster from NFL Europe that was like connected to your store in some way? I forget. It's like a defensive lineman that like came in your store one time or something.
No. I don't know if I should discuss this or not. I had a tenant.
Oh.
I was a landlord and he was a tenant. He was a defensive lineman. He was from England. He was British.
Yeah.
And I can't remember his name. And he was on our practice squad for a little bit. He was on the Giants
James
practice
Bond.
squad. No, he was on the Giants practice squad. He was a big dude. He was like 6'5",
Wow,
240 or whatever. Like, I have had many people. This is the apartment above my small 2,000 square foot shop, and I have many tenants live up there over the years. And he is the only one who's ever lived up there that I could hear walking around like something. That is a true story. I swear to God. That's how big he was.
Butteridge says Charlie Boy gets Guinness if he hits a game winner. He gets spoiled potatoes for every missed kick.
And if anybody in the chat, if Ulrich can look it up based on what I told you, if you can tell me his name, I'll remember it. But I can't remember.
Yeah.
He was from England, defensive line.
Dave doesn't remember his tenants.
I've had a lot of tenants over the years.
That's the landlord for you.
Yeah.
I'm a good landlord, I promise you. I know all the bad landlords.
If you're a serial
I'm
killer,
one of the good ones.
call Dave.
I'm one of the good ones.
To address Jerry's claim that Dave is the reason for the show being an hour late. No, that is 100% my fault.
Yes,
I had to be at work an hour later for municipal election coverage.
And also, too, my washing machine exploded yesterday and caused grave amounts of damage and consternation in the Marlboro house. So we had to go and buy a freaking washing machine and do cleanup in the washroom. Stop
BSing the people
BSing
in this country.
People. The washing machine friggin' blew up, the knobs, the door, the whole 9 yards. We put too many blankets in it, and it went boom boom.
When your washing machine explodes and you gotta go buy a $900 Whirlpool, that's hard time.
It's odd times. Oppenheimer says his sabotage finally worked on me. By the way, I want to thank Jan. He DM'd me on the Twitters. He's from Germany, and he said he's going to New York the next couple weeks, and he's going to send me something. What did he say, Dave? He said it's the bastard child of Jägermeister.
It's worse than Jaeger.
Yeah, worse than Jaeger. And he's gonna send it to me. I don't know what could be worse than Jägermeister or Jägermeister cold brew, which will be on my drinking agenda next week. I don't know what could be worse than that, but thanks, Jan. We appreciate it. Anybody that wants to send me stuff, as always, you send it, I will drink it for a price.
By the way, do you guys remember that video, the Jaeger bombs video on like the early days of YouTube?
No,
it's like one of the early viral videos.
No,
it was just it. I don't remember. Was it just guy running around screaming Jaeger bombs,
Jägerbomb. Yeah. He's from my hometown. I used to play roller hockey, street hockey with his younger brother.
Wow. Yeah, Jaegerbomb's kids are
People of a certain age. People of our certain age will know what I'm talking about.
kids on the TikTok are discovering Mad Dog 2020. I see. That's going to end poorly for them, like it did for us. So, Dave, it's mock draft season.
I know. I
And-
can't believe we're not doing mine.
I'm first up.
All excited to talk about it.
So we'll do you. Everybody gets a turn. You'll do.
Can I ask a question
What is
before
that?
we even go through it? Can you tell me? Did you use PFF?
I did.
Can you tell me what overall grade PFF gave you when you were done with it?
B, but I forgot.
Oh,
to do the
okay.
screen.
All right.
I forgot to do the screenshot. It was. I was going along good. You'll see. No, I take it back. I got a C. It was a C plus. They liked my draft, but I did something they really did not like. You'll
Well,
see.
I feel like our producer here has already given away everything by showing which picks you took. Because
Well, no, he has not. He has not.
it's a 5-round mock draft. There should have been
Matt Ryan.
there should have been 7 picks, right? Or 6 picks.
Well, maybe
Jeff
he's given a little
Duncan
bit
is
of. He's
still
given a
a
little
hoe.
bit of tease, but
Yes, Jeff Duncan is in fact still a hoe.
he is a Jeff Duncan.
Damn, Archimedes, 28 to 3 donation. Thanks, man.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's what I forgot. Andrew isn't here. We always make the most money when Andrew is not here.
That's right.
And Andrew gets
Continue
a
the
complex.
tradition.
Yeah, we got. Where is everybody? Where's Hatchet John? Where's all of our big
That's right.
guys? Where's all our white whales? We got to get them in here.
White
we need the
whales.
big guns in here.
Me and
Robbie
Dave-
Dix.
Me and I don't want to speak for Dave, but I will. Me and Dave were never happier than the show that it was just me and Dave, and I was drinking from the handle of Jack Daniel's Honey, and we did like $800 in donations. Me and Dave have never felt closer. We've never been happier than when we did that. So if we could do that again tonight, it would be great.
It's true. It's very true.
So let's get back to the mock draft. Pick 14. Thomas, throw the names up who are available at 14. Now, Kevin, for me, this was really interesting because it worked out really well and complicated for the Saints in that Olu Fashanu, tackle, is there.
For
Brock
sure.
Bowers, Saints Twitter darling, is there. Lato, defensive end, is there.
I'm sure that's not right.
It is.
And
Wow.
I had a wild card in there, Kevin. White Lightning, aka White Cornerback, Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, he's there.
It's DeJean.
DeJean, he's there, and he's ranked 9 on the
I would
PFF.
say
pool.
Dijon. If he says Dijon, I think he's pronouncing it wrong. Dijon
Yeah.
sounds right.
Hang on, I'm gonna find.
So
out.
he's ranked number
Really,
9.
a white cornerback?
He's white. He's a
Holy
white. He's a white corner, and like a lot of the draft analysts is like he's going to be a safety, but like I listen to like
Just because
Bomani,
he's white,
just-
like,
because he's
he's
white,
just
which
not
is
allowed-
racist.
he's not allowed to
Racism,
play
racism. They're moving that boy to safety. Racist.
I never
Straight
even
up
thought
racist.
about that, but I can't name a white cornerback.
Matt Ryan.
Yes.
Dave, were
Yes.
you thinking of Alex Jenkins? The DL from
Nailed it.
England?
That's right.
Yes.
Nailed it.
That's who. It's exactly who
Oh,
it was.
damn,
Thank you.
Badrich.
Thank you. I see. I knew he would
Thanks
figure
for
it
the
out.
20 buckaroos.
So it's racism is what it is. They want to move that white dude. They want to
That's
move him, they want to
racist.
move him to safety. They're like you're a white dude. You can't play corner. Get you to safety. It's racism.
Man.
He can play corner. I saw him dunk a basketball on YouTube. But here's this is interesting to me, Kevin, and this is what I want to talk about.
It is
He is.
Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean.
Says who?
I just listened to. Are you gonna disagree with Mina Kimes? ESPN's Mina Kimes.
I might. Yes.
Dave,
So
that's a hell of a hill to die on, brother.
so
This is Louisiana. We're gonna pronounce it Dijon.
so Kevin,
Dijon.
here's my question. You're our mock draft expert. You run 50 a week, I think you said you do. Here's my question to you, and this is why I like DeJean. on there.
Dejean. That's like saying New Orleans. Like it hurts my ears.
It
Dejean.
kind of does. It does.
It's got to be Dejean.
I'm saying Dijon, and that's
You
it.
don't like when people
thank
say
you.
New Orleans?
No,
here-
that's in.
But here's my question,
All
Kevin.
right.
What is a guy that in the mock drafts that you would be really surprised that he would be there at 14? And it's a two-part question. Who's a guy that could fall to 14 that would either make the Saints not take an offensive tackle, because we know they're desperate at offensive tackle, or who's a guy that other teams would be burning up Mickey Loomis's phone to try to trade up for and offer him deals that me and you know he would reject? I think Dejean might be that guy.
Now you're saying Dejean.
You confused me, Dave. I'm all over the place. You confused me. I'm Dejean. I don't know what
you're sticking with Dejean.
Dijon mustard. I'm sticking with
Dijon. Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Grey Poupon.
Grey Poupon. But Kevin, back to my question: who is a guy that the Saints would be so shocking that he would fall that they'd be like, screw it, we're not taking a tackle, we're taking this guy, or a team would want to trade up to get him because they'd be shocked that he fell as well?
Brock Bowers would be the number one. Like, okay, so for starters, it's not going to be any of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're not falling.
None of them are going to fall. I know people like to sort of do this like fake wish fulfillment where they sort of cut their own legs out on their own hope and dream. They want Jaden Daniels to drop to 14, but they joke that all the Saints would be too stupid to take him anyway, even if he did fall to 14. He's not falling to 14. Now, granted, if Jaden Daniels fell to 14, I am throwing my phone away and staying off social media for a good 72 hours, because Saints Twitter will eat itself alive regardless of what the decision would be. So none of the quarterbacks are going to fall. Brock Bowers is one of them. Jerzon Newton and Cooper DeJean and Kenyon Mitchell. Like, those are the two corners. So, I could see somebody, like, they could feasibly draft all four of those guys. Like, you heard DA say they want a pass catcher. Brock Bowers is the highest rated tight end in the draft. They would go bananas for him. And Cooper DeJean and Kenyon Mitchell are the top two quarterbacks.
To Minxie getting cured off the sugars.
Then who had gone for 28-3, tying Archmage for the MVP lead. We're almost there, guys. Damn.
Thank you.
Who that golfer? When are we going to play? When are you coming in town?
Dave, these four guys.
Yes. Olu Fashanu.
That's who you would want?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, give us the pick.
All right. The
He
pick
wasn't
is in.
available in mine.
The commissioner has the pick, guys. Will be 14th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. And you will Saints select Olu Fashanu,
Good job.
offensive tackle from Penn State.
So since your overall grade was a B, and I think this was a great pick, I'm a little worried that the rest of your draft is a disaster, and that brings it down to a B. Which was why I wanted to ask at the start what your overall grade was. And then also, I did have a question too. What were the settings? What did you set your settings to?
I set it. I set the random list low, but I set team needs pretty high.
Okay,
So-
I moved mine up a little bit too. Yeah. From what it was.
And then they have another category too. They have team needs.
I have the two. Yeah, I keep randomness.
Yeah.
One from the bottom. I keep the top two options. One from the top, and then the third option I just leave alone.
Okay, I think that's exactly what I did, so that's good. But we should have all agreed on that before we did this.
I like Fashanu.
But I think we're good.
We can have Juge do that too.
Buttery says I set my randomness to max level.
Oh my god.
Fashanu, like to me, he just feels like a safe pick, Dave. He went
Faux
to Penn
show. He's a faux show new player.
Yeah,
For sure,
he
new.
went to
New player.
Penn State, played a lot. Like he's the opposite of Trevor Penning, where it's all just he's potential and he
Hey,
tackled some
Ralph, you
dudes at
like
the Senior
Penning
Bowl.
too. I don't want to remind you, man.
Did
You
I?
picked, yeah, you picked Penning in your mock draft.
Last year, burn the tape. I don't even remember that. Burn the tape. Burn the tape. Burn
You
the
were
tape.
hyped for Penning.
So
Well, I'm sure like the day after we draft this guy, we're gonna find out that about like some injury that nobody
Yeah.
discussed.
he's got like spinal
there's no cartilage
stenosis
in
or
his
some
knee.
shit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's no cartilage in his left knee.
Yeah. So he can't feel his toes or something.
He has only 2 toes in each.
So
He's got a heart condition. He can only play 3 years and then he's done.
so pick
his
45.
second name is Fairley.
That's right. Pick 45 was really interesting. Thomas, put the names up that were available. So this one, Dave, was really hard for me.
I mean, because the guy's name is effing
cool. The
Kool-Aid.
guy's name is Kool-Aid. I can't mess it up. His name is Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Cool. I mean, like,
Oh my
like
God.
it took.
What is
Is that
Jesus.
better than Smoke Monday?
I don't know, but what's just
Kool-Aid.
what's
Is
the
that-
conversation? What's the conversation in the hospital when the kid's born? The parents and they're like discussing
Yeah, but is this
potential names. I mean, like, was Sunny Delight an option?
Kevin? Go to Wikipedia.
I
Is that his
think
real
that's his
name?
nickname. That's his nickname. I
No,
think,
that's his
Kool-Aid.
nickname.
What's his real name?
But everyone
thank
calls him
God.
Kool-Aid.
Thank God.
Kool-Aid.
Jesus.
I feel like
Kool-Aid, his real name is JaQuincy.
I feel like he's either.
All right.
I think he's either going to the Hall of Fame, Dave, or he's going to be out the league in 2 years. Like, there's no middle ground if your name is Kool-Aid. Like, we're either going to be like they're going to build monuments to him. He's going to be in the Ring of Honor, or in 2 years we're going to be like, they drafted a guy named Kool-Aid and they thought that was a good idea.
I see. I think it can only go the latter route. I just do not see somebody named Kool-Aid getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know. I don't
See,
like
this
what's
one-
the craziest nickname of a player that's in the Hall of Fame, but like not just like a random nickname that they're sometimes called, like somebody who's like always called that name, like
Yeah.
Refrigerator. Like I guess Refrigerator.
No, Refrigerator wasn't in the Hall of Fame.
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Well, there you
It's a
go.
great question.
Maybe
This was
that
hard.
answers
I-
answers my question.
This
Kool-Aid's
was.
a bust. That's a bust.
I'm glad Andrew's not here because he would rip me to shreds. Because I watched Darius Robinson highlights on YouTube. His nickname is Chop, by the way, and his highlights.
No. Chop Robinson plays for Penn State.
So no, I thought that I'm totally
No.
confused.
No, that's
Was I
that's
watching the
wrong.
guy with the Penn State highlights? No, but Darius
And
Robinson.
then what? You want to draft somebody named Morgus, and you could have
No,
Morgus
I
and
want-
Chop.
I wanted
So close.
Chopsley.
Yeah, so close.
I was watching the Darius Robinson highlight from Missouri, and it was really good. But the one thing is, Kevin, I forgot about Raz, and Thomas put it up there, and it's 7.78. Brandon Fisk,
Braden.
Braden
Mhm.
Fisk. He is a fan Twitter.
Braden is the millennial version of Brandon.
Braden Fisk. Saints Twitter loves him. He's 9'9" Raz. Patrick
gem.
Paul apparently has the wingspan of a pterodactyl. I read that on his
Kevin, look up wingspan of an average male pterodactyl.
Also, it should be Braden. Good Lord. It should be Braden Fiskey with an E at the end. And I don't know what logo that is next to Braden Fisk. But
It ain't Florida State.
But he went to Florida State, and that looks like a big W right there.
It looks like a W and a dinosaur.
Yeah.
What logo
And-
is that?
Good thing I couldn't go.
Hey, he went to Western
Thomas.
Michigan for 3 years, guys. 3 years.
Okay. Well, also,
More years in Western
Darius-
Michigan than Florida State. Come on,
let
man.
me tell you
Darius
something,
Robinson
Thomas.
is a
The
defensive end.
spelling,
Darius
and the graphics better be.
Hey, I was short on
impeccable
time. That's
next
your
week.
fault, man. That's
Better
your
be
fault.
in-
That's
no,
on
I'm
you,
saying-
Dave.
I'm
That's on
saying
you,
now
man.
you have a No, I'm saying now you have a full week, so they better be impeccable next week for the show.
Oh, they will.
Yeah, I don't want to see any spelling errors.
Who said your mock draft is next week, by the way? Who said your mock draft is next week? You missed your chance, man. You missed your chance. Come on.
Butteridge says I'm driving.
Make sure you get it right.
Butteridge says I'm driving him to drink. Butteridge, just wait. I'll give people a little, maybe a hint, or I'll okie doke you. But Kevin, I have a strong urge to draft 2 tackles. Like, I was like, he's got the wingspan of a pterodactyl. Get the left tackle, get the right tackle. Boom, we're set at tackle. We don't have to worry about. We don't have to worry about Ramchek's knee failing.
Ralph. I don't hate that idea. I don't think
we don't have to worry about penning.
So, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, the wingspan of a pterodactyl ranged from 2 to 11 meters, which is anywhere from 6.5 to 36 feet.
That's okay. So let's average that out. So 18. Let's call it 18 feet.
Dave, the one thing about Patrick Paul, though, he's from University of Houston, and they drafted Peyton Turner from University of Houston, and he's terrible and hurt. So do we, like, I'm kind of scared to draft another guy from UH. Have the Saints ever had a good player from UH in their history?
If this was me, I would take Braden Fisk.
Well, it's not. Thomas, do the
Hey, don't spoil it, man. Don't spoil it, Ralph.
Well, just release it. Go ahead.
With the 45th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select
Oh my gosh.
Darius Robinson, defensive tackle from Missouri.
I just realized that Thomas is saying New Orleans.
He's an edge.
I said it once.
He's an edge. He's an edge. He's an edge. He's an edge. Don't listen to Thomas. But even if he was a defensive tackle, the Saints needed a defensive tackle. That wouldn't be a bad pick.
I knew it was gonna piss you off, Dave. That's why I said it.
Here's the thing, though, Kevin. I felt like they got to get an edge because you know you got Chase Young, neck issues. Cam Jordan's old as hell. We love Andrew's UDFA son Granderson, but Peyton Turner, he can't count on him for nothing.
I know, but I just have PTSD when it comes to drafting defensive linemen
in the second round. Foskey's still giving you the shakes.
Well, just first or second round. Peyton Turner, Davenport, this guy. I don't know.
You feel like we're throwing good money after bad, Dave? Is that what you...
I'm not saying that I don't know anything. I'll be honest with you. Like, I don't know anything about Darius Robinson. Like, maybe he's great. I just feel like historically, we have done a very poor job of drafting defensive ends and trying to get that elite pass rusher. And not only that, but we have given up additional assets to get them, Marcus Davenport.
Oh, Jesus. Butteridge, give me the list. Give me the list of Saints players that they've drafted from Houston.
Please.
It'll be sad.
Yeah, right.
So now,
that's the only reason I don't like this pick. And also, you had a perfect Raz guy, and
you passed.
I like, we need help on the offensive line. We need a lot of help on the offensive line. And if you want Derek Carr to be better, honestly, there's one way to get Derek Carr better, and that's give him time. You saw what happens when he doesn't have time. The most important thing for Derek Carr last season that we saw was the difference between when he had time and when he didn't have time. And Derek Carr, he needs time. He's not the quarterback that's going to scramble and get more time. He panics. He needs time. I'm all for. Let's go offensive line heavy. Let's do it.
All right. Well,
let's go like Big Ten, Iowa.
Kevin,
Iowa of the NFC South.
Kevin, I may have to resign from the Trade Down Association. Thomas announced the reason.
Should I hit the breaking news siren?
Yeah, hit the breaking news. So, Kevin, this is where the draft goes off the rails.
Okay.
I made a trade with the Texans. I traded the Saints' 5th round pick 150, their 5th round 168, and their 2025 third for the Texans' 3rd round pick pick number 88. Yeah, I did it. Am I banned? You can just tell me. Am I off the board? Am I banned from the building of the Trade Downs Association for this?
Yes. Yeah. There's no deliberations will be short.
Yeah. But Jason Champagne said it. It is Saintsy. I tried to do this draft, Dave, not as I would do it because no one cares. I tried to do this draft as I think the Saints are going to do this draft, and the Saints are going to trade up. They are not going to make all these picks in the 5th round. It's not happening.
This is all very believable. You're banned from the Trade Down Association building, but you're welcome with open arms at Airline Drive, where this is always welcomed. No, I agree, and no spoilers, but I at least attempted a trade up in my mock draft because again, like you, I feel like it's inevitable. Death tax is inevitable. And the Saints trading up, baby.
So here is
like Thanos.
Thomas, put the players that are up that are potential at 88. So Kevin, we got our boy Theo Johnson.
Well, now hold on. My question though is, when the Saints trade up, they trade up because they always have a specific player. Did you trade up because of these 4 guys? You really wanted one of these guys, or did you just trade up because you were like, feels like this is right, just where the Saints are going?
No,
did you have somebody in mind?
No, I have somebody in mind.
Okay.
So but Dave, we have a lot of great options here, and Kevin, because you got Theo Johnson, me and you's draft darling, tight end from Penn State, almost a perfect Raz.
Right.
Jalen Polk, wide receiver, Washington. Washington's pass offense was amazing. He could plug right in. Wide receiver issue we were talking about earlier. Done. And then we got a guy. Dave, is almost the perfect pick. Rook Orhoro, a name I can't pronounce.
I don't know. Is that correct, Kevin? Is that correct?
And he played at Clemson. The Saints just drafted a defensive tackle from Clemson, and it worked out great. So they could do it again. So of these guys, Kevin, I know you're infuriated that I traded up, but if which one of these guys do you like the best?
So okay, well, so here's the issue here. Theo Johnson typically goes in the 150 range in these mock drafts that I see.
Tight end, 9.95 RAS.
Now, I think he is going to go a lot higher than the 150s. So it's
now wait a minute. Is he? Do all these other guys, Christian Jones, Jalen Polk, Ruke, are they all in the 85 to 90 range?
Yeah, they're all.
They are, yeah.
So this is like house hunters when they go to the 3 houses and the one that's not furnished, that's the house that they choose. Obviously, Theo Johnson is on this list and out of place because that's who Ralph is taking. Otherwise, he wouldn't be on this list.
Wait. I mean, you'll see. Here's the thing. I vehemently protest. I don't think Christian Jones's Raz is correct.
Actually, Orhoro is PFF ranked 54. Let me see. Who is this other fellow? Polk, and then Christian Jones.
People always fall. Just saying.
Yeah.
Christian Jones, his PFF rank is
totally
130.
a realistic scenario, guys.
Yeah.
And then Polk's PFF ranking is 59. So Ralph is all over the damn map here at 88. So it's impossible to tell. It's impossible to tell what he wants. Although
that's the point.
Dave's best point though is Theo Johnson is the extreme outlier.
Major outlier, right?
Yeah. Well, I see Theo Johnson. He's going about pick 100. I saw in ESPN another mock, so it's not impossible. But here's the thing, Dave. It's like my borderline alcoholism. I have this strong urge to make a poor decision here. Thomas, tell the people what it is.
Roger that.
With the 88th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft,
The New Orleans Saints select Christian Jones, offensive tackle.
I went tackle. I couldn't help myself.
All right, I like it.
I did this part. I don't think that Ray. I don't agree with that Ray.
6'6", 321 pounds.
Yeah, right. You got your right tackle now. And the Saints went to the Texas Pro Day. They were loving the
70 here?
defensive
Is that number
linemen.
70?
They were loving the offensive linemen, the tight
That was
end.
like a
They were
hole.
liking them all. I just like,
Is he number 70 here? In
yeah,
the
yes, he is your right tackle.
Looked like he was holding on that last play, but that's.
Well, he fit right in with the Saint. He's a born Saint then.
I mean, it looks like he's holding there too. What is going on? He's like all holes.
Well,
I
look,
mean-
we can get him. We can get him 72 for the team jersey pretty easily. He can fit in the illustrious.
So,
I'm going on record right now. Yeah, if this guy becomes the new Trevor Penalty, I called it.
No. Wayne Gandy.
Christian penalty.
I mean, I know, Kevin, you're disgusted with my trade
It's not
up.
that I'm not like disgusted.
You feel like I could have waited. Yeah.
Man, he's like, it's not like you drafted a shitbox player. Like you didn't like.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed, Ralph.
Right. You could. I could argue that this was a slight
Christian
reach
Hall,
because of where he
CDWPD.
it's a slight reach because of where he was ranked. And also, we drafted a tackle at 14, and then you traded up to get another tackle
That's right.
with your third pick. Like,
They gave you a B for this draft?
like
No,
there's
C+.
like the Saints.
Oh, you
have
lied.
other
You
needs.
lied to me.
C plus.
Oh, they gave you a C plus for this draft.
Wait a minute. A C.
He lied.
So did you?
Yeah, he
let me ask
lied.
you- Let me ask you. Did you pick? Did you
He
only
told us
make
B.
Ralph? Did you only make those 4 picks, or did you actually go through the entire draft?
No, I just made those 4 picks.
And you wound up. Jesus Christ! What did you do here?
This is an abomination. If you're a serious listener, please do not take this mock draft seriously.
This is when they trade up for Christian Jones, I will take a victory lap so long and so hard,
Oh my
Dave.
God.
It will break the time-space continuum.
They're gonna
not that I
pick
wouldn't-
Christian
not that I
Jones with the
wouldn't love that.
14th pick, guys. That's what's gonna happen.
Not that I wouldn't love that.
It's,
because
it's
it'd
gonna be the
amazing
Peyton Turner
content.
situation.
I wouldn't even have had to do this draft if you'd have turned your shit in on time. just so we're
Yeah.
clear. Just so we're clear.
Hey, Dave's lost his mind now.
So,
You were late like 30 minutes, by the way, Dave.
so now we got pick 170 is the only.
By the
pick
way,
left.
just for everybody, so they know, and I understand that Thomas is in a different time zone, so like the timing doesn't work. But I got to work at 10 a.m. this morning, and it was the first thing I did. I shunned all of my other
Didn't
real
Ralph send you a
obligations.
message a day before? I thought he sent you a message a day before, man.
No, he texted me he might have, but
Oh,
he
come on, Ralph.
I could pull it up.
he might have. He might have.
Jesus.
Yeah, I might have.
But anyway,
I thought I would get the picks on Monday.
I had all this info to Thomas at 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, again, I understand that like that might be midnight, so we might be sleeping. So,
Yeah.
but that was 8 hours ago.
Yeah, my wife just.
But I have no idea how
streamed out
long
some
it takes to-
obscenities the Astros lost on a 2-run homer in the ninth.
to put together
Oh.
these high quality graphics.
That's right. So we got the last pick 170 of the draft because we're only doing 5 rounds this year. Thomas, put up who's available.
Yeah, but we had 5. Don't the Saints have 4 picks in the fifth round? Round?
I traded them all, Dave.
Oh yeah, right.
So these were.
You
So
liar.
we got
You said you
Kamal
got a
Hayden.
B on your draft, and you got
Kamal Hayden, Brennan Jackson, and Maris
The liar.
Liafoa.
Marist. Of course, he goes to Notre Dame.
I mean, that's the most Notre Dame name that ever Notre Dame.
Marist.
And the funny part is, I think that like a corner makes sense here, Dave, because like if you're gonna do it like the Saints do it, DA is like I love corners. Like the Saints just need to pick a corner just to make DA feel happy. Brendan Jackson, defensive end, Raz 8.4. Maris, the linebacker, 5.66 Raz. I mean, it's fun because I feel like Kevin saying Maris in training camp could be a good time. But do you have? Tell me why you hate all of these options.
Well, the Raz on this linebacker is 5'6", man. I mean,
That's bad.
look, out of the three you have right here, out of the three you have right here, I'd be taking Kamal Hayden. The Saints are going to need a cornerback. I think they're likely they're letting Lattimore walk.
Yeah.
I would like to have some depth because it's going to be Adebo and Alante Taylor, and then after that, it's Rajon Wright and Fayon Hicks, and we need somebody that can compete as a top backup, and so draft a guy.
I don't know. This is 170. None of this matters, probably. I'll go with Brennan Jackson, defensive end, just because he's got the highest res. But, your draft really is lacking any, exciting offensive skill players. It's really kind of boring me here.
Dave,
Nothing flashy.
We have a veteran presence in Cedric Wilson, wide receiver. We don't need skill positions. Thomas, announce the pick.
The final pick. With the 170th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Marist Ufau, linebacker.
This draft went off the rails. I'm not
Notre
gonna lie.
Dame. Look at the picture. He's on the crutches, guys.
Yeah, he's already injured. As soon as the Saints draft him.
I may have saw that picture and picked him just because of that.
Yeah, right. He sent Thomas. He's the photo before he even made the pick. He was like, Thomas this is the guy I'm going to draft because of this photo.
I mean, he's got fake.
He was an action. If he was a Saints action figure, he would the crutches would come in the packaging in the box.
No, he started all the games in 2023. He was injured in 2022.
Kevin, he gave me really strong fake girlfriend vibes. And I wanted him.
For the jokes only.
I mean, that's what I'm
Congratulations, Ralph. I hate your draft. It's terrible.
I mean, listen.
This is an abomination.
I solved the tackle. Like, if one of the tackles is good, the offensive line is better. The rest of them, like my life, is a lot of questionable decisions.
My life.
But I feel like for joke purposes, we got fake girlfriend jokes. We got.
I mean, for joke purposes, you could have taken Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it was.
But you screwed that up too.
Yeah. I should have gone Fashanu, Kool-Aid, Jones, Marist, fake girlfriend.
Marist. My friend went to Marist in upstate.
Budrich, he doesn't have a Raz, but he had crutches. Okay, get off my.
He doesn't have a Raz because it's off the charts. It can't be measured.
That's right. You can't.
He broke the scale. Whatever scale they use to measure Raz, he fucking broke it.
I mean,
he has a fake girlfriend though.
Kevin and Dave, if you were grading my draft, what would you grade it?
F.
F. Come on, man.
Now, let's be serious for 1 second. Pretend you didn't do this draft. Pretend the Saints actually did this draft in 2 weeks or whenever it's happening. And tell me you would not be going out of your fucking mind over how terrible this draft is, Ralph. Please.
I mean, that's like just based on those 4 picks, that's probably a C at best. Because again, you traded up to make a slight reach for a tackle. Like I don't like you traded an asset for next year to move up.
Matt Ryan.
That was a slight reach.
That draft was awful.
Yeah. Oh, there's the board.
Wow. How many weeks is that consecutively,
Who that
Thomas?
golfer? Becoming the new.
So
becoming the
Dave
new
stepped away for a
MVP.
second,
That's
so you got to wait for him.
I never step away.
35
Okay,
weeks.
I'm never away. You don't have to mention that I'm away. I am like Lord, our God and Savior. I'm omnipresent. I'm always. I can always hear you. I'm in you. I'm inside you, Kevin.
The fact that y'all don't like my draft makes me like it more.
If you come,
But I will
best
admit I
come
messed
hard.
up. I should have taken Kool-Aid. It would have been the perfect joke draft then. I messed up. So we got options here. We got root beer 99 proof. I don't even like it doesn't even say like root beer.
I think that's gonna taste delicious. I think you're gonna love that because it's gonna be like sweet and
and then we got
McGillicuddy.
Who does go for it? Tell us in the chat.
But tell the people the menthol mint is only 24% alcohol by volume.
Oh well.
So who's the MVP, Thomas, and who gets to
Hudak Golfer.
Who
He
does
made
go
two
for is the
donations.
MVP?
I
So
say
Hudak-
99. I say root beer.
Yeah. So what's it going to be? Who that golfer?
Root beer.
Root beer.
Says who
this
that
is-
golfer.
See, Dave, I think this is going to be like the Long Island iced tea one, where it's like they say.
No, I think that's gonna. No, I think this root beer is delicious. I think it's
root
gonna be
beer
like,
is the. Ooh,
I think it's gonna be like. Yeah. See, exactly. It's gonna be like sweet and caramelly.
Ooh, it smells good. It smells like
Yeah,
a bark.
see,
It smells
exactly.
like a barks.
No shit. This is like.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, you love it.
Oh no.
Smooth and no, I wouldn't say I love it.
Two.
Oh yeah, I would like a puke meter. It's like a 3. It's
Yeah, you didn't even make a
Tasty.
face.
no.
Oh man.
I mean it was all right.
Who gave that to you? Where'd you get that?
This was from.
You have no idea.
It was not Nikolai. It was Keith. I think this is my boyfriend Keith. I stole
The
from you.
traitor.
I'm
Traitor.
gonna text. I gotta text Keith right now. He needs to get his shit together.
So yeah, people are just banging on my bad pick that
It's
Christian
pretty
Jones
terrible.
has a
You
6
chose the
rag.
wrong one.
But if you,
You have chosen.
I'm sure. Here's the thing. Like the one thing I'll say about the root beer though, Dave, the aftertaste is awful.
Burns like gonorrhea from a whore.
No, it doesn't burn like gonorrhea, but it's like my draft. It's probably like my draft. Like it leaves a bad
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes the two of us, buddy.
And it's not. You ever drink like and it
Kevin, I'm sorry that we're distracting you
from swiping left and
Yeah,
swiping
I'm
right.
sorry. If you need to go, that's fine. You can leave. It's fine.
So I like that. So here's my question.
This
Here's
is why
my
I'm the boss.
Here's my question to you, Kevin.
Oh, good.
Before we move on to trivia and mailbag question, here's my question to you.
We're not doing a
Besides
mailbag
the-
after this, are we? A second show, are we?
Besides the trade
No,
down,
still-
what do you hate most about my draft?
You mean the trade up?
The trade up. Besides the trade up, what do you hate most about the root beer kicking in?
I mean, again, it's either a toss up between the line. It's like, what do I hate more? The fact that you took the linebacker there, or but again, if I saw the rest of your draft, maybe I wouldn't have hated the linebacker there. Who knows? But well, then again, you'd have probably made more dubious decisions.
Ooh, that root beer is fighting
So,
back,
I'll
Kevin.
stick-
99 root beers
Doobie-doo.
is fighting back. Continue. Sorry, Kevin.
I will stick with the linebacker because I think Christian Jones is obviously a good player. I just think you reach for him slightly and you traded up to do so when we already had a tackle from the jump. But I just somehow think that you then go, you know what? No. That's the worst pick. That's the worst pick. Even though Christian Jones is a good player, I just laid it all out. You traded up and you got rid of an asset for next year to grab a second tackle with our third selection.
An abomination.
And then you had to wait so goddamn long for your next pick that
Like,
the
honestly,
linebacker pick. The linebacker pick was
C
dog
plus
ass.
is probably the worst grade that PFF gives. Like they probably don't give lower than that just because they don't want to like upset anybody.
No. I assure you, they do give out D's. I've seen them.
But they don't ever give out Fs.
Is it a good D
So
though?
C plus
Kevin?
is still on the curve. C plus is actually worse.
Dude, I'm just saying, Thomas, we might need to
It's
have
terrible.
need to have a video mailbag. This root beer is making a comeback and tearing my
this
stomach
is-
up.
Oh shit!
Root beer is like the Patriots, huh?
It is. It's like it's the root beer. My stomach is the Falcons, and the root beer is the Patriots. And it's
Sally, I
28
need
It's
help.
like it's 28-20, man. It's good. It's comeback, man. It's root beer.
God,
is-
it's so bad.
Haven't heard the cat in a while. Everything
know.
all right?
Who that golfer? I was like I was
Are you
applauding. Like
complaining, man?
when I first did it, I was like, oh, who that golfer? Dave was right. It was nice. And then no, my stomach is churning. Ooh, and it's whew. So anyway, next week, Dave's turn on the mock draft. And I'm sure, of course, Andrew is going to listen to this podcast probably like Wednesday or Thursday on the beach. And I'll get like 700 angry texts from him about I don't know what I'm doing, and this draft was terrible, and what was I doing, and blah blah blah. And I'll just say, listen, it's my draft. If you don't like it, you do your own.
I don't think that Andrew goes back and listens to podcasts.
I think he does. I solved the tackle problem. Solve your problems with aggression. I did it.
Solve your problems with 2 tackles.
That's right. And I only thing I regret is I didn't pick
Solve
Kool-Aid.
your problems with aggression.
So, Thomas, do we have trivia tonight?
We do. Jesus.
So, by the way, before we get to trivia, I want to thank listener Vince in Maine. He sent us the signed Deuce McAllister jersey. So we are going to raffle that thing off. Weekly MVP get their shot at having a signed jersey from a Saints legend. And oh, by the way, Kevin, I think we might give this away as a gift. Thomas, can you get it?
What is that?
Yeah.
This is a picture. This is
Pull it
Jim
higher, man.
Haslett to return after strong Saints finish. And to the right, it says Buddy D dies of heart attack.
Put it higher, man.
Is that good?
Can't you
That's-
see your own webcam?
listen.
Come on, man.
No, I can't.
Listen,
Who wrote those?
listen,
Who wrote those
sports-
articles?
Josh, Peter, and John Gillenbacher. And then you got
Like-
Jeff Duncan down there. That was when Jeff Duncan was the beat writer for the Saints. But anyway, I
Whatever.
may give
Yeah.
this.
But whoever was doing the layout of the sports section that day earned every tiny bit of pay that I'm sure the Times Picayune was paying at the time.
Magical.
And again, not
Maybe
like
we'll-
newspapers paid well now anyway.
Maybe if I don't get that hung up, maybe I'll give it away. It's amazing, and I would love for someone to have it and hang it
Why
in
would
their
you
man
give that
cave or something.
away? Who gave that to you? Where is that from?
No, it was just a news the sports page, and I was like, that's amazing. I gotta have it framed.
That's yours.
That's mine. Yes.
Why do you want to give it away?
I don't know. Give it away. Maybe we'll give it away. I mean, I feel like my wife. She's like, you can only hang that in the garage. I feel like it needs a proper. I feel like it needs a proper home.
Right.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the cat gets to stay.
The cat stay, pee everywhere, and take a dump wherever it wants. But it's cured off the diabetes.
Make sense.
Doesn't. Thomas, what's trivia? Do we have trivia tonight? But you
Then
said we do. So
before trivia, Arkmich in the chat asks, was Jeff Duncan a hoe back then?
yes, Duncan. He's been a hoe. He is a hoe. Was a hoe. Is always a hoe. I think that's how it goes. So get to the trivia, Thomas.
Right, trivia question sponsored by Budridge, as always. He asks,
Oh, interesting.
which non-quarterback has the most passing touchdowns as a Saint?
I'm gonna go get a high noon while we ponder this.
Non-quarter.
It's a non-quarterback.
It doesn't.
More
So,
ever throw a touchdown?
so we're not counting So we don't count Taysom Hill, correct?
That's correct.
Oh,
We
yeah,
do.
you can't count it.
We do count.
Oh,
Then it's got to be Taysom Hill.
then it's yeah.
Who else could have thrown more touchdowns than Taysom Hill? I mean, how many touchdowns has Taysom Hill thrown? 3?
Well, that's the thing.
Taysom Hill has 3 touchdowns thrown. That has to be more than anybody else ever for the Saints.
Yeah.
I would think, right?
Wade Wilson threw a bunch of touchdowns, I think.
Oh, sorry, we count Taysom as a QB. So I
Oh,
think
we count.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah. So
I
Taysom's
read that wrong.
ineligible.
I read that wrong.
I would say Dalton Hilliard would be up there. He threw at least 3 or 4 touchdowns. Like the Saints ran that Dalton Hilliard halfback pass, and damn near every time he threw it, it was a touchdown. Like it worked like gold. Wade Wilson, I think, rest in peace. He threw a couple of touchdowns. But I can't, like in the 70s, I can't think of anybody. I mean, they might, well, if they were doing weird stuff in the 70s, Kevin, I don't know about it. And so I'm going to say my final answer is Dalton Hilliard.
Yeah, it sounds reasonable. Wait, how long did Dalton Hilliard play?
I mean, he played a long time. He played from 86 to 92, 93.
No, 93. Played till 93.
So he's 7 years. He's got to have at least 3 or 4 touchdowns. You know, unless there's like some
Like
weird
completely rando human being, like
yeah, that we're not
Guido
thinking
Merkins
of
or
that they did in the 70s. Whereas we wait for Dave. Well, Dave won't know the answer to this.
No. Dave's not going to. No.
No.
This is going to be before Dave's time.
Yeah. So Thomas, you give us the answer.
Let's
Yeah,
see
and I
if
can't believe that you guys. I feel like this would be obvious.
No. Ah, yes. And I'm so happy. They had this question. Andrew wasn't here. And if he listens to this podcast, which Dave, you're probably correct, he doesn't.
No way.
He'll be so mad.
No way he's going to hear this.
He's so mad. 4 touchdowns. See, I told you, 4 touchdowns.
Just
Dalton
flip
Hilliard.
it and send it to him.
He went 4 for 7 for 114 yards with 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
Like, I just
Shout
don't know
out to
how
Bobby
I don't know
Hunter.
how you could think that like there was another non-QB that existed in Saints history that threw more than 4 touchdowns that you've never heard of or didn't know existed. Like, that didn't make any sense to me.
I mean, like, yeah, but like from the Saints.
We're not talking about the rest of the NFL. We're talking about just the Saints.
Yeah, but
you
like,
know every Saints player that ever played, and I would think you would know if a non-quarterback threw more. Like you are instantly zoned in on Dalton Hilliard. So like, who the hell else would be out there that you wouldn't know that?
I just worry about like the Saints 1967 to like 73. They have really random, weird stuff, and I was just wondering like if Bud Rich is going to be like, you know, was going to be like Peepaw Molasses threw like 5 touchdowns in 1971 or some shit, you know. You know, so like I don't like I know like
you just make up that name, or is that a real?
I made up that name.
Russell Erxlaven threw a touchdown.
That's right. So like, you know, like that, like I know a ton of Saints history. Maybe it's probably too much, but like from like 67 to like 75, I know the general stuff, but like real specific stuff, you know, there's only so much useless stuff I can hold in my brain, Dave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all right, Thomas, it's time to get to
Finger guns.
Finger guns. Take it to the top. I love the finger guns. And by the way, I want to apologize. I posted the wrong podcast last Friday. I was supposed to post one of the mailbags, and I posted me and Kevin's fantastic podcast YouTube episode where we went over high injury risks that the Saints should or should not take. I was supposed to post a mailbag Friday and then Kevin's great injury analysis this week. I screwed up. So now, patrons, you may be getting a bunch of mailbags in a row. I apologize. Deal with it. Thomas, what's first up?
All right, first question from Saints Rabbit. He asks, what would need to happen over the course of the next 2 seasons for you to declare Loomis a genius again?
Wow. Kevin, you want to take that?
Over the next 2 seasons, he'd have to get at least 2 starters No, 3 starters in this draft, like first string starters in this draft, and at least 2 first string starters in the 2025 draft. And let's see, 2 Pro Bowlers in this one, and at least 1 Pro Bowler in 2025.
I think that's fair. But I just feel like the thing for me with Loomis is Dave, you can't do we're not going to spend any money in free agency to clean up the cap. And also, we're going to trade up recklessly in the draft. Those 2 things don't align. Like if you're not going to spend money in free agency, you need a ton of draft picks. Or if you don't have many draft picks, you can spend in free agency. The Saints, like, they're out of alignment. Like, if they could get that together and have like a coherent strategy, I would feel a lot better of it. But Kevin, if he wants to be a genius again, you gotta get me to an NFC title game in the next 2 years, and that's it. Like, if you want to be a genius, get me to an NFC title game without Sean Payton.
Yeah, but I mean, is he'll get the credit for that over?
I'll give him the credit. My one good arm will give him the credit.
I don't know. You have to re-sign Marcus Davenport, and he has to have a 16-sack season. And
man, that would be amazing. Trey Hendrickson, we miss you, Thomas. What's next?
All right, next question from Biloxi Blues. He asks, what is Taysom's role and usage this season? And is this his last season with the Saints?
Ooh, Dave, you take that one. It's a great question.
I mean, why? I guess I would answer this question honestly by, I guess because we've got a new offensive coordinator. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not the tape eater. I'm not Andrew. Maybe Andrew would answer this question better. The one thing that everybody was saying when Clint Kubiak first got hired as offensive coordinator was, expect to see a lot more motions and that kind of stuff, which was one of the knocks on the Saints offense this past season. No play action, no motion, none of that stuff. Very vanilla. So I mean, I guess we'll see some of that, but I'm not sure. I couldn't even begin to tell you what Kubiak would and will do with Taysom. And that's kind of exciting, I guess, in a way, because I do think he could potentially be used even more than he has been.
Well, they haven't touched his contract yet, Kevin.
Yeah, and then the other part was, is this his last season with the Saints? So what? I'm unfamiliar with it. What's his contract? Is this his last year?
I mean, if they traded him before or during the draft, the dead cap for 2024 would be $17 million. So they'd have to open up even more space with someone else if they got rid of Taysom. But if they traded him post June 1st, $7 million dead cap this year, $6 million dead cap, or $11 million dead cap next year. So they could, I mean, in theory, they could move him in the summer. I think they're just gonna tell Kubiak, listen, you got to deal with it. You got to make it work with Taysom for one more year, and then next year in 2025 they could cut him, and it would be like $5 million of dead cap next in 2025, $5 million in 2026. I think he's going to be on the team. I
mean, why do you say that? You say that as if Kubiak and you're not expecting Kubiak and Hill to not mix.
They're not mixed. I mean, no, that's fair. I just feel like Taysom as a tight end, Kevin, I worry that his body won't hold up. Like if you're like, hey,
why
we're
is he going to be a tight end? Well, why do you think that he's going to? I don't know why. I don't know.
You think they would just keep him? You think they would just keep it like it is with the special? Just hey, you're on third and short, fourth and short. That's what
I don't. He's great. I would think here's what I Taysom Hill is so unique. He is such a unique football player, and when you put the ball in his hands, he makes things happen. He gets yardage, he gets first downs. He's a winner. I would think that somebody like Clint Kubiak would maybe, and again, I don't know. I'm just just spitballing here, but I would think somebody like Clint Kubiak could be relishing the fact of getting to work with somebody like Taysom Hill. I have no idea. Like this could be a Taysom Hill Renaissance era. I don't know, but I don't know. I just feel like you're presenting it as like a negative thing, and
I don't know, it's negative.
Divorce is inevitable.
Well, all things end, Dave.
Well, I know that.
Divorce is inevitable. That's what she said.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean,
well, let me ask you a question. What did you think of Taysom Hill last year?
I thought it was tremendous.
Okay.
I think Pete Carmichael got the best out of him the last 2 years.
Okay. Well, so that's what I'm saying. Like, but you also weren't really crazy about Carmichael in general, and I would say that and you're excited about having a new offensive coordinator. So if somebody, okay, well, I don't know, trying to put words in your mouth, but I guess my point is like, if Pete Carmichael, who I think a lot of Saints fans don't even like, if he's using Taysom Hill well, then I think it's kind of like, well, hey, what is a quote unquote better offensive coordinator like Kubiak going to do with that?
That's a great question. Before we get to the next thing,
like to me, Taysom Hill is like a Porsche. It's like, well, you give the keys over to grandma, and she's going to drive the Porsche like a grandma, or you're going to give the keys over to Tom Cruise, and he's going to ride that son of a bitch like he stole it. I mean, I don't know. It's like that's the way I view Taysom Hill.
Come on, man.
Kevin. Before we get to the next question. Taysom Hill, if Clint Kubiak and him get off on the wrong foot and he's not using Taysom Hill a lot,
he's gone. Taysom's gone.
Could that make the fans turn against Clint Kubiak really, really fast?
So Taysom's got more hand than Kubiak. Is what you're saying.
People want to see Taysom do a little bit more. I mean, my guy, he only attempted 11 passes.
He did. That's right.
This past season. He only attempted 19 the year before that. Like, under Dennis Allen, his passing his passing opportunities have dried up. His rushes have increased. He had the most catches and receiving yards this past year, but I don't know. I would like to think that El Hijo de Kubiak will plan a more versatile
the Polish savior.
Yeah, a more versatile calling sheet for Taysom Hill than what we saw this past season.
I would have to think Taysom Hill is something like a unicorn that most or all offensive coordinators.
You right now, Dave, you are so excited about Taysom Hill. I feel like you might be channeling Mike Westhoff.
I have always loved Taysom. I kind of feel about Taysom the way I felt about Pierre Thomas, although the difference is that there wasn't any. It took a long time for people to realize how great for the team and the coaching staff to realize how great Pierre could be. I thought. I don't think it's taken the Saints that long to figure out how great Taysom can be, but
yeah, it's true.
I think Taysom could be. I think you could use him even more.
Yeah. All right, Thomas. What's next?
I think you can get more out of him.
All right, final question of the show belongs to
Kevin
Budrich. Budrich asks, if you could immortalize one Jimmy Graham play other than bending the goalpost, what play would you choose?
Joker grabbing his ass after the touchdown in the stands.
Oh damn!
I think that's the winner, man.
Wait, say that again.
The Joker when he grabbed his ass after the touchdown when he jumped in the stands.
Oh yeah.
It's tough because the two Jimmy Graham plays that come to mind
We're from the NFC Championship game, and none of them mattered because we ended up losing the game.
Correct.
Or not the
San Francisco, the touchdown against San Francisco.
Yeah, right.
That's the one. But the other one is another play, the Hail Mary that you never see them call offensive pass interference on. They called offensive pass interference on Jimmy Graham, and they wiped it out. So those are the two, besides the goalpost one, those are the two most memorable ones. The other one, I guess, would be his rookie year. He caught the touchdown to beat Atlanta. And that was like, oh, wow, they might have something here. They just mentioned that he plays basketball, but he might turn out to be something. So, guys, thanks for the questions. And by the way, send us your questions. We always use them in the mailbags for our special mailbag episodes. We get to them whenever we can. Keep sending them, even if we don't use them on the live stream. We love your questions. It's the off season, as Dave said. That's when we shine. That's when it's our time to shine. Send us the weirdest, craziest questions you got, and we'll always answer them. Thomas, give us a final MVP tally.
All right, thanks for the generosity, guys. We reached the donation goal for the 35th week in a row.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks to Real Uncle Mitty, to Budrich, to Akmich, and to the MVP for the second time this draft season with 48.3 buckaroos. Who is? Who that golfer? Congratulations! X2 on the whiteboard.
Thank you for that golfer. Appreciate everybody.
WDG.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That's right. Thanks to everybody for listening.
Write the X2, Ralph, right now. Write the X2.
I can't. It's too hard. It stretches me. I'll follow.
I want next week on the board. I want his quote to be 4, and then I just who dat golfer.
Thanks for listening and supporting Saints Happy Hour. Please go to saintshappyhour.com. Become a patron. We need your support to keep the show going. We can't do it without everybody that listens supporting the show. Everybody that does support the show, thank you. You make this happen. Thanks to Dave, to Kevin, not to Andrew, who is on spring break somewhere not on the show, and to Thomas, the best producer on earth, running the show back in Poland. Remember, kids, if you're going to support a Saints podcast, support the one that wins awards. And until next time, the bar is closed.